Hello, my name is Paige, and today we're just going to be doing some gentle stretching. You don't even need a mat, but if you have one, maybe grab it for a little bit of extra comfort. If you have a pillow, feel free to grab a pillow. We'll be keeping it pretty slow, pretty gentle today. So whenever you're ready, just meet me in your space. Make sure you have a little bit of space for movement. And we'll meet in a seated position. So whatever that looks like for you. Today I feel like I want to sit with my legs crossed, but you can feel free to extend your legs straight out in front of you. Maybe sit on the heels. Wherever you feel comfortable to start today. You can also stay seated in a chair or maybe leaning back against a wall. As you find your seat, your eyes can stay closed, or you can just let them linger on a particular spot. Maybe let the gaze soften a little bit. And just start to turn your attention into the palms of the hands. So take a moment just to think about the palms of your hands. See if you can feel what they feel like right now. Maybe they feel warm. Maybe there's a slight breeze that you can feel against the palms. Maybe the muscles in your hands are tight and you're feeling a little tense. Maybe they feel great. Whatever you're feeling in the palms, just take a moment to notice it. Without thinking too much about it, just pay attention. Now maybe, this is optional, but if you feel up to it, on your next breath in, start to really notice your inhale. See if you can make your breath long and deep. And then as you exhale, try to match the exhale to the pace of the inhale. Take your next inhale, slow and even. And exhale, pushing the air slowly out of the lungs. With the next inhale, see if you can fill up through the belly. And then exhale, let it all out. We'll take our attention back to the hands. But keep, if you can, maintaining those slow, controlled breaths. Slowing down our nervous systems. Now, take the palms of the hands and extend them straight out in front of you. So imagine you're pushing into a wall. See if you can activate through the hands and pull your fingernails as if you're trying to touch them down to your forearm. Of course, you're not going to get there, but just that action, is how we are directing this activation. Now, maybe using your exhale, we'll start to bend to the fingers, curl both hands into fists, and then start to aim the fists down towards the floor. Imagine you're pulling your knuckles in towards the lower part of your forearm. So you can really pull in, maybe feeling the muscles activating along the top of the forearm. Now we'll move back up to our first position, like you're pressing your hands into the wall. Pull the fingers back towards your face. Maybe use your exhale to curl the fingers in, point the fists down. 2 more times through these motions. Moving your own pace, maybe linking movement with breath, maybe not, whatever you need today. Last time, wrap the fingers in, curl wrists down, and then release. Maybe take some circles through the wrists, maybe shake out the wrists a little bit. Take a moment here. Now make sure you have a little bit of room on either side of you. As you inhale, sweep the hands out and then up towards the ceiling. Imagine you're reaching your fingertips up as high as you can. And then exhale, let the arms sweep out, down by your sides. We'll do that one more time, maybe using the inhale to sweep the fingers up. And then relax them back down. Inhale at center, take a deep breath, and then let your chin drop towards your chest. Try to keep the spine lengthened. Hands can rest on the legs again or on the mat, whatever feels more comfortable. Now, maybe using your inhale, start to circle the neck, right ear towards right shoulder. Pause there for a moment and then circle back through center, taking the left ear across to the left shoulder. Maybe use the exhale to come back through center. Maybe inhale to come back up towards the right. Continue moving at your own pace with these half neck circles. Feel free to take a break at any moment if this doesn't feel good. Feel free to linger on one side for a bit or the other. Maybe making some tiny adjustments with the chin to find wherever the neck might feel tight. Option to link your movements with your breath, or just notice that you're still breathing as you make your way through the movements. Just a few more times. Last one on either side. And then come back to center, let the chin fall towards the chest. And then as you inhale, let the head come up and we'll sweep the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Maybe look up if that feels okay for your neck. And then as you exhale, maybe start to reach the left hand down and the right hand up overhead. If you're sitting on a chair, the left hand can come onto the hip. If you're sitting on the floor, maybe the hand will come down onto the mat, or the floor, sorry. But turn your attention, if you can, towards your right side body. Think about reaching through the side, extending, pulling it apart as much as you can, as long as that feels good. If it starts to feel too intense, or if you're feeling any pain, maybe come out of the shape a little bit, maybe take a rest. Just notice the sensations and only hold them where they are pleasant. We'll take one more breath here. And when you're ready, maybe linking with the inhale, sweeping both hands up towards the ceiling. Maybe look up, maybe not. And then on your exhale, start to reach the left hand up and over, lower the right hand, maybe to the hip, maybe to the floor, and reach the left fingertips up and over. Turning your attention this time to the left side body. Maybe you feel some sensations through the side of the body, maybe not. But just take a moment here to observe. And make sure that you're still breathing. One more breath here. And when you're ready, maybe we'll link the inhale with the movement, reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling, maybe look up. And then big breath out, let the hands sweep back down. Let them settle down onto the mat beside you. Keeping your hands planted, I'll just turn to the side so that you can see me a little bit better. Plant your hands down, and we'll maybe extend our legs out in front of us. If you have a pillow handy, you can always slide a pillow underneath the knees for a little bit of extra support. Keep as much of a bend in the knees as you need to. We'll flex the feet so that the toes are pulling up towards the ceiling. Keep the spine long. Maybe take an inhale here. And then slowly start to walk your hands forward. Keep your spine lengthened. And just slowly walk the hands forward as far as feels comfortable for you. Don't immediately go as deep as you can. We'll start slow. So stop somewhere that still feels comfortable and sustainable. And from there, maybe let your neck relax. Make sure you're still breathing here. Maybe focusing on those long, controlled breaths. Maybe focusing on how this stretch feels through the backs of the legs. Maybe through the low back, making sure there's no pain. And as always, if there is pain, maybe come out of the stretch a little bit, maybe take a break. We'll take about 3 more breaths here. And then, maybe using the next inhale, we'll come back up to a straight seat. And pull the left sole of the foot in towards the inside of the right thigh. So maybe if this doesn't feel comfortable, you can prop something underneath the left knee, like a pillow, or you can always bring the foot lower down the inside of the leg. It doesn't even necessarily need to touch the leg, as long as this hip is open, knee pointing out towards the left side. Make sure there's no pain in the knee joint. Use as much support as you need. Again, let the palms of your hands plant by your sides. Think about lengthening up through the crown of the head. Take a big breath out and slowly start to walk your hands forward, hinging at the hips. Same thing we did when both legs were extended. You'll probably need to take the left hand around to the inside of the left leg, depending on where your leg is sitting. Go just as far as feels comfortable for you, and then let the head relax. Again, keep as much of a bend in the right knee as you need to, maybe stacking a pillow underneath the knee still. Make sure there's no pain anywhere. Notice maybe the stretch or any sensations through the back of the leg, maybe through the left hip. If you're starting to get tired, maybe taking a break. One more breath. And then as you come back up to seated position, extend the left leg back out in front of you. Maybe give the legs a little shake. And then we'll pull the right sole, or the sole of the right foot, sorry, towards the inside of the left thigh. Again, it can be touching, or you can bring the foot lower down towards the calf, or even out a little bit if that feels more comfortable. As much of a bend in the left knee as you need. Lengthen through the spine. Hands plant by your sides. And then slowly start to walk the hands forward. Hinging at the hips as much as you can, keeping the spine as long as possible. And stop where it feels comfortable and sustainable. Again, try not to go right into as deep as you possibly can to start. And once you find that comfortable spot, maybe release the neck. Take a moment to notice that you're still breathing. Take a moment to notice the back of the left leg, noticing if there are any sensations there. Maybe noticing the right hip. Scanning for pain. Scanning for whatever feels good. Avoiding the movements that cause pain. And just doing what feels good, including breaks whenever we need them. When you're ready, maybe we'll use our inhale to come back up out of the stretch. Straighten the right leg out in front of you. Give the legs a little shake. We'll take a big breath in here. And then as you breathe out, we'll slowly roll down onto our backs. If it doesn't feel good to lay down that way, maybe you roll onto one side first, making your way down wherever it feels comfortable. And just see if you can take up as much space as possible, as long as you have space around you. Maybe reaching the limbs out wide. Just finding a shape that feels comfortable. Maybe you want to close the eyes, maybe not. Just relax the gaze. An option here to tune into our breath again. Either just noticing it, or maybe trying to find those deep, slow, even breaths again. Maybe even placing a hand on the belly if that feels okay. So that as you breathe in, you can feel the belly expand with air. And then as you breathe out, you can feel the belly relax back down. A few more moments here, just taking note of whatever you feel like taking note of. If your hand was on your belly, reach it back out to the side. And then, on your inhale, pull both knees in towards the chest. You can grab maybe behind the knees or on top of the shins, whatever feels more comfortable. Flex the feet. As you exhale, lower the feet down. Plant on the mat, feet about hip distance apart. On your inhale, arms can stay out wide. Push down into the feet and maybe lift the hips up just to a hover. Take a breath here. See if you can fire up the muscles in the legs through the back body. And then take a deep breath out. Shift the hips towards the right side of your mat and lower them back down. Pull both knees in towards the chest. And then start to take the knees out towards the left side of your mat. Or the left side of your body if you're not on a mat. Towards the floor, rolling on to the edge of the left hip. Maybe you'll want a pillow or blanket or something to help support the knees wherever they land. See if you can keep the right shoulder intending down towards the mat. Think about initiating the twist all the way through the spine. Make sure you can still breathe in this shape. And if you find it harder to breathe, maybe just come out of the twist a little bit. Find a position that is comfortable for you. And then see if you can relax a little bit into the shape. Returning to those breaths. Or maybe just noticing how this twist feels in the body. Making sure there's no pain, especially in the low back. Take a few more breaths here. Again, listening to the way the body feels if you can, and taking a break from the stretch if it starts to feel too uncomfortable. When you're ready, when and if you're ready, maybe use your inhale to help lift the knees back up through center. Maybe use the exhale, let the soles of the feet plant back down on the mat. Shift the hips back to center, and we'll take a full body stretch. So straighten out the legs, point the toes towards the front of the room, reach your hands up and back. Imagine you're just waking up in the morning, reaching to opposite ends of the room. Take a big breath in. And as you let it out, let the hands come back down by your sides. Relax the body. Take the hands out wide. And this time we'll pull the knees in towards the chest again. Again, grabbing behind the knees, maybe on top of the thighs. Flex the feet like you're pulling the toes in towards the calves. Or the shins, sorry, not the calves. This part of your leg. And as you breathe out, let the soles of the feet plant down onto the mat. Bring them about hip distance apart. Arms out wide. Press down through the feet. And maybe on your inhale, we'll lift the hips just to a hover. Take a breath in. And a long, slow breath out. We'll shift the hips towards the left this time. Lower them back down onto the mat. Pull the knees in towards the chest. Maybe use your exhale as you start to roll onto the outer edge of the right hip. Letting the knees come towards the right side of the mat. Using any props, a pillow or a blanket, to support the knees from underneath, or lower them slowly all the way down onto the floor. Initiating the twist through the spine. See if you can keep the left shoulder intending down towards the mat. If you find it hard to breathe in this shape, release the twists just a little bit. Try to find a position that is comfortable and see if you can find a little ease, a little relaxation in that shape. Again, take a quick scan for pain in the body. Make sure there's none. Adjust if there is. Notice any parts that are maybe stretching or feel like they might be strengthening. Notice what feels good. And try to find a little ease here, a little more ease. When you're ready, maybe using the inhale, we'll start to lift the knees back up towards center. Lower the feet down onto the mat. Shift the hips back into center. We'll take one more full body stretch. So straighten through the legs, reach the toes forward, reach the fingers out to the back of the room. Full body stretch. Take a big inhale. And then as you breathe out, relax your hands back down by your sides. Relax the legs. We're now settling into our final resting shape. So if your body feels like it needs any more little movements or stretches, take that this time to do those movements. When you are ready, just land in a comfortable position on your back. Legs can be stretched out to the bottom of the mat, or maybe soles of the feet will play it down, gently letting the knees fall together. Whatever helps you feel comfortable and relaxed. Maybe it's more comfortable for you to sit in a chair for this portion. Please feel free. Maybe let the eyes close if that doesn't feel good for you. Just relax the gaze on a particular point. Take a moment now to notice the body after our practice. Notice if you feel any areas that are a little less tense. Maybe there's a little more space in the body, and maybe not, and that is absolutely okay as well. With that in mind, we'll take a few moments of silence to close our practice. I will guide you out at the end, so feel free to relax as much as you can. Relaxing the breath, just let your body's natural rhythm take over. And see if you can let the body just absorb all the good things you just did for it. please feel free to stay in your resting shape, Shavasana, as long as you need. When you are ready, we'll start to invite a little bit of movement back into the fingers and the toes, just giving them a little wiggle. Maybe making some circles through the wrists and through the ankles. Maybe gently rolling the head from side to side. When you're ready, when and if you're ready, we'll slowly make our way back up to a seated position. Option to roll onto one side using one arm as a pillow. Maybe just taking a few breaths in a fetal position. Whenever you're ready, we'll all meet back in our seated position. Again, like the beginning of class, option to cross the legs. Maybe extend them out in front of you, maybe sitting on the heels, maybe on a chair. Take a deep breath wherever you are and let it all out. Turn your attention one more time to the palms of your hands. Bring them together to meet and start to rub the palms together. So we're creating a bit of friction here, a bit of heat. So when that heat feels like it's ready, we'll bring it to somewhere that can maybe use a little bit of extra love tonight. So maybe over the eyes, maybe over the heart, maybe to a body part. Wherever feels best for you, we'll just take a few moments to breathe into this space. Taking care of ourselves. Noticing what we need. We'll take one more breath together. And as you breathe out, release the hands down. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Have a great, wonderful rest of your day. Thank you, and peace.